Hello and a very warm welcome to everyone present here. So in the last video, we were discussing about writing skills. So let's just quickly resume from where we had left from, right? So we discussed about the process of writing. We were discussing about the process of writing, which is basically a three-step process, which includes planning, writing, and quality control, right? Now, when we write, these are the considerations that we have to be very mindful of. We have to keep in mind, we have to cover all these aspects. And what are the aspects? Who, what, who is my target audience? Who is, the recipient of whatever message I've written? What is to be mentioned? When, the time, the place, why am I writing the message? Where and how? So my write up should answer every question. There must be no loopholes for confusion, right? So no loopholes must be left for confusion. That is why all these things must be well kept in mind before I am writing anything. Fine. So a good write up is basically complete. Complete as in all information that is required, that is needed is provided well. It's complete, right? It is correct. Whatever is written is relevant and precise information is given. I told you that when we try to elongate the message, when the message is very long, the reader will be will feel monotonous, will get tedious, the interest will be lost, and hence the important details will be left, right? So it must be precise and concise, right? There must be credibility. Whatever is written, you should support that. Your argument must be supported. There must be evidence that is supporting your argument, right? It should be clear. There must be clarity. It should not be vague or ambiguous, confusing, right? And concise, as I've told you, to the point. It should not digress here and there, right? Then consideration, you have to anticipate what is the reader's reaction, how the reader is going to basically act, basically react to whatever write up you have used. And vitality. Vitality is we are using the active voice rather than the passive voice. When you are writing, you will use active voice rather than using the passive voice of narration. Fine. Then where would you encounter these kind of writing? Where do you have to incorporate these skills of writing? Where you will be using these writing skills? So the old days we used to have the post office, and letters were very prominent. Again, we have there has been modernization, but again the essence of writing has not gone. Still writing is used, writing is important, and it is used in emails, in letters, memos, agendas, reports. So in a very formal setup, business communication, this writing becomes very important. Promotional material, academic documents, the research papers, the dissertation papers that you will be writing, right? So all these places, writing, these are the different kind of writing, the different kind of writing you would have to adhere to. Now this process of writing involves a lot of things. There was a three-step, a broad classification that we studied. Now if I look at the process of writing, so it is wider. So it has this pre-writing. From the stage of pre-writing, I move to drafting. From drafting, I revise whatever I have written. Then I edit the proofreading. Then it is published and presented. And then the cycle continues. So this is what makes the process of my writing complete. Fine. Now let's try to understand this process in detail. Let's try to look at it. Now, what is pre-writing? It is the stage where explore the topics, where you choose the topic, you gather details that you will be including in your writing. For example, I have given you to write a paragraph. So you explore what kind of possible, what is the possibility with respect to the topic. You gather details. You might research something on the topic, right? What all things you should include. You filter the content. What is the important content? What should be written? What should be avoided, right? So this all activity, this mental activity goes in the pre-writing stage. After pre-writing, I have the drafting. What is drafting? You put down your ideas on a paper in a very rough format. You just prepare a rough draft of what your write-up is going to look like, right? Then you revise. The third stage is revising, right? So whatever you've written, you rework your draft, you try to improve its form, you try to improve the content. So this is the stage of improvisation. You're trying to make it better, right? Then you edit and you proofread it, where you polish your writing, you fix the errors, you look for the grammatical errors, you identify them, you correct them, you look for the spelling errors, and all this thing is, done, reworked, tackled in the stage of editing and proofreading. Then you publish and present, right? So that is basically the last step. You share your writing, right? You share your writing with others. So you publish and you present. So this is the process. This is the entire process of writing, which starts from pre-writing, then it proceeds to drafting, then revising, then we edit and proofread, and then finally we publish and present. So this is the entire process of writing. Now, here are some common etiquettes in written communication. What are the etiquettes? What are the do's, what are the don'ts to be kept in mind while you are trying to communicate in using the writing skills, right? So while written communication affords greater flexibility, why is it flexible? Because you have more time to think. It buys you time. You have time to think, you have time to verify, you have time to research. If you are very angry, right? You're very angry. Something is making you very anxious. You have time to calm yourself down. And then, so that you don't miss on anything, so that you don't appear very rude, you don't appear very impatient, you don't know how to answer. So it buys you that time to calm yourself down, because it's flexible, right? It's flexible. It can be edited. It can be composed and read at leisure or at one's place. Maybe I'm there, relaxing, sitting on my couch, and then I'm trying to read a mail that is being sent to me, email, trying to handle business communication this way. A great deal of care needs to be taken in order to ensure its effectiveness, as it can serve as a point of reference which one can turn to time and again, thus creating a more lasting impact. For example, it's including the entire series, the entire steps that I have to take. For example, I have to create a login account. And these are the entire steps that I have to take before I finally create the account. So I don't forget anything. I don't miss on anything because I already have a written record. So in that purpose, with this purpose, it's becoming more effective, right? Then there is a focus on the format. How can I make it more effective? I have to focus on the format, right? So formal writing, because this kind of writing, we say it's formal. We are not having an informal communication here. It's very formal, right? So we have a universally accepted format for these kind of formal setups, right? The format which is based on universal writing conventions, right? Which facilitates communication, so that I eliminate, the loopholes of any kind of miscommunication, which might come because of random writing styles. So the format is something which is universally accepted. Right? And these formats also, they change with time. Why I do say? Because there is modernization, the technology is evolving, the nature of communication changes, so these formats, they evolve, right? There's an example also. The semi block format that was earlier most relied upon for letter writing has now been replaced, and it has given way to the full block format. Why? Because now computers are the new trend. All this writing takes place in computers. That is why, right? Then the other etiquette is structuring of the content. You should have a well organized content with the introduction, with body and conclusion. You should, ensure that your content is very well organized. The basic details, the introduction, the overview is included in introduction. The body with all the explanation is included. You know, and then preferably, we have the conclusion, which is, winding up whatever you have written. So it must follow the format, the structure of an introduction, body and conclusion. And this kind of approach gives, it structures my content. I tend to avoid missing anything. Fine. And it's a layout of how, it could be communicated very structurally, right? Then the third important thing is ensuring connectivity. The content, your piece of writing, it should be fluent. It is as if your ideas are flowing. It should be connected through a logical flow of thought so that nothing is misinterpreted and the attention of the reader is maintained throughout, right? And again, we should also keep in mind that this kind of connectivity that you are ensuring, it's not through, the forced use of connectors that you are using. The connectors that you are using, they are not excessive, they are not repetitive. It does not look forced. It should be natural. The flow of your ideas should be very, very natural, minimal. Then the next point is tempering the content as per the level of formality. The level of formality that is shared between the sender and the receiver should define the use of salutation. Salutation, how are you greeting the person, right? Dear sir, respected sir, whatever. What is the relation of you and the sender? What is the relationship between the sender and the receiver? The kind of vocabulary that you're using, the content, the format, and even the medium, right? We tend to assume that WhatsApp basically is very informal. It's for the informal communication. While if I email a person, that is more formal in its approach, the medium, right? So the medium also decides what is the tone of your message. Though not integral to the matter communicated, the courtesy helps in creating a balanced impression about the communicator. So, basic level of courtesy, a basic level of politeness should be maintained while you are communicating, while you are composing the message, while you're writing the message. These things must be ensured. Fine. So I would take a pause here and we would rewind from in the next video lecture. I hope this was clear here. Thank you, everyone.